Go. Our trip started out normal. We were planning on a 4,000-mile trip. Wanted to stop and see Morro Bay and Crater Lake, see some sights, relax a little bit. However, weather predictions were for a massive heat wave to be hitting the west coast.
A lot of excessive heat here for the Pacific Northwest and West Coast in general, above 100 degrees for at least the next 5 days.
And it's just going to continue. Widespread records today.
In Portland, Oregon, the temperature Sunday at 112, the hottest ever recorded there.
Wasn't sure exactly what would happen, but yeah, who wants to sleep in a hot RV at night? But anyway, we were committed to seeing family, so I did what I could to prepare for the trip. Yeah. Sometime before, I noticed that there was a strange beeping in the RV, so I tracked it down to the propane sensor. I pulled the fuse out of the fuse panel to shut it up, but yeah, for the trip I wanted to replace it, so we're all good to go. Okay. Cleaned off the roof as best I could, figuring that a white roof would reflect a little bit of heat. I also added some leftover window tint to our overhead skylight. Yeah, last year I added that tint to the driver's side and the passenger side windows, and that helped reduce the heat a lot coming in, especially when the sun was low. So I figured, what the heck, what have I got to lose? I'll add some to the skylight, and maybe that'll keep some of the heat from coming in through there. Trip started out pretty routinely. Yeah, the first night we stopped at Kakuma Lake. Our campsite looked like a battle zone with all those gopher holes around there. Anyway, they were darting around and everything and having a good time. But this is when I first found out that we may have a problem. The voltage in the morning was down to 12.1, which was like a half a charge, so what's up with that? We really didn't use that much power. Thought it was kind of odd, but frankly, I was more concerned about the 100-degree weather we were going to hit. So anyway, we packed up and headed up to Morro Bay. Just arrived here at Morro Rock. Kind of cool and windy today. Really like this quiet little coastal town. Did some shelling. We had seafood at Giovanni's. That night, the TV started flickering. That raised my concern a couple of notches. But what could I do? So we dumped our tanks and headed off for Crater Lake. At first, it felt good to be out of the cold weather, but by the afternoon, we were hitting 100 degrees. Right now, the further north I drove, the hotter and hotter it got. The cab AC kept us pretty comfortable while we were driving. Getting a bit hot outside. We stopped for the night at a small campground in Sims Flats. Yeah, it was a very primitive little campground, but very cute. We ran the Jenny and the air conditioner as long as we could, but the campground has rules about not running a generator after 8 o'clock, so yeah, that was our first challenging sleep. We did run the fan over our bed. By 1:30 in the morning, it cooled enough outside so I could open the window, get a little cross breeze through there, so that seemed to work pretty well. Now, normally, I enjoy hearing the sounds of the birds outside and the wind whistling through the trees. Funny, it seems like wherever we go, there's always trains running through the campground. Yeah. Not much I can do about the trains. I've always wanted to see Crater Lake. Problem was, it's up at 6,000 foot elevation, and usually there's a lot of snow there. This time we got there at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It was 109 degrees. Good news. Got camping here for 2 nights. Just walked in and got the reservation, so we're good at Crater Lake. But we had a nice time for a couple of days. I kind of ignored the batteries a little bit. That's the Day Falls. Yeah, right here. This is the best view of the pinnacles. Yeah, battery's not doing too well. Last night, we watched Gran Torino with Clint Eastwood. Great movie, by the way. After watching the movie, Yeah, the voltage was down to 12 volts. Overnight, we didn't run anything, no inverter or anything, and this morning is like, yeah, I don't have enough power to make my coffee. So we had to start the generator up just to make coffee for 1 minute. I'd love to have lithium batteries, and if I lived in the RV, I definitely would have them. But we only use it a couple of times a year, so decided to go with the regular golf cart batteries. Just be the easiest to change on the road, and I don't really want to mess around with it. If I was home, I could consider other options, but I think we're good. See if I can get them in now. Okay, this one's loose. The rest of the trip, the batteries were great, so now we can enjoy spending time with family and doing activities and not have to worry about getting any power. I still plan on upgrading my batteries to lithium someday, but there's no hurry. These are actually the 6-volt golf cart batteries are working fine for me for what I need. Just some coffee and run the microwave in the morning, so for that we're good, and the solar charges them up, so yeah, no problems. That's it for today. This is Grandpa Ron, and I'll see you on the road.